Okay, guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys know who Jarvis Butts is? Jarvis Butts is a man who's currently sitting in Wayne County Correctional Facility. He is being held for some weapons charges, and he also has 3 cases regarding some child sexual assaults, including a former girlfriend's child, his own child, and Naziah Harris. Okay. Jarvis has a multitude of paternity and child support cases. And that's probably not a surprise considering the fact that he is known to have at least 13 children, but it's also been said upwards of to 20 different children. Okay. So, what I have on the screen, which you'll see back in just a second, is 15 cases. Okay, 15 cases. 7 cases belong to Shannon and 8 other cases, one including a foster care case, and then 7 other moms. It's absolutely stunning to see what this guy has had going on, and how many children are at play here. And this is just Wayne County. I'm not exactly sure all of the counties where Jarvis has lived, but specifically, let's look at these cases. So, starting out, Jarvis had his first case where paternity either was being established or was established in 2006. So, that's almost 18 years ago. And we've heard that he has a child that's well into his 20s. So, that's not really surprising that there's almost a 20-year-old case with someone named Tiffany. I've blocked out all of the last names, as you can see, just for privacy. Unfortunately, some of these women either willingly or unwillingly got involved with this guy, whether they knew his background or not at the time that they had children with him. So, like I said, again, I did block out the full names for privacy purposes, but there was a Tiffany in 2006. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay. So Tiffany in 2006. And then we have Latasha in 2010. There's a case with Shannon in 2013. That could be her oldest daughter. And as you can see here, it'll say paternity, other support, paternity, other support. So it's either establishing paternity and or legitimizing the kids for maybe any other government services or potentially benefits that they're getting, and establishing the paternity. So Tiffany in '06, Latasha, there's obviously Shannon Harris. Shannon Harris in 2013. There's Diamond in 2015, Camille in 2015, Eulala in 2017, Shannon again. Shannon has 5 kids with Jarvis. I'm not really sure if she has the bulk of, the repeat kids, whether he just has 1 kid here, 1 or 2 kids here or there, and then Shannon has pretty much the mother load of children for him. Any of you know those details, comment down below. But let's continue. So Shannon, like I said, has 7 cases on this docket. Then there's Angel. We heard Angel's name in the preliminary exam, but we did not see her. She did not testify, and it's quite possible maybe she could come through when the actual trial starts. Not really sure what happened with Angel and where she fits in, into any of this, if at all. But her name was mentioned as one of the places maybe where he laid his head at night. I'm not sure, whenever he had a chance to rest, because it really seemed like, based on the preliminary exam, he had various women that he was dealing with simultaneously. The guy was extremely busy, right? Another case for Shannon. Then this one said foster care agency placed. So obviously there was a child that was placed into foster care Which mother, which kid, I do not know, y'all. And based on the set of circumstances, if I did have that information, we'd probably be super careful as far as how we would put that out. But as far as um just the basics, there was a foster care case. So clearly there was a situation with one of the custodial parents. I mean, obviously it doesn't seem like he had the time to be very instrumental in these kids' lives concerning, considering the fact that he'd spent time in penitentiary, that he's busy making other babies, and he's just, obviously these women are out on their own, probably having to handle the bulk of the parenting and financial responsibilities and all of those things. So 2020 foster care case, then 1, 2, 3, 4 back-to-back situations with Shannon, other support, open inactive, paternity open inactive, paternity open inactive, and then paternity final. So these could be multiple of the same kids. I'll go to her Facebook page. The baby was 1. Nazaya has been missing now for roughly right at a year. And then the last baby mom on here that we see from April of 2024 is Latricia, and we saw Latricia testify. Her paternity case is final too. We saw her testify regarding Jarvis and the use of her blue Nissan Sentra. So she was the one who testified regarding her Sentra, that Jarvis borrowed her Sentra on January 9th, excuse me, and on January 10th. And on the 10th, it came back damaged. So that was a whole nother thing. Let's see. Okay. So what we don't see on here, the girl that was the fiance, she never had kids with Jarvis. So obviously she's not going to be on here. But that was the woman who ended up taking him to court on January 9th. The court date was rescheduled, and he ended up turning himself in February. So anyway, let's see, as far as Shannon's youngest child, that probably is the last Shannon case on here. But again, it's just unbelievable to see one person with 15 child support related cases and all of these establishing paternity and all of these things. Comment what you think down below. I mean, it's really not surprising considering the nature of his crimes. And he seems to be, he's obviously been labeled as a predator, but he has been out here making so many children in all of these cases. It's pretty crazy. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Okay, guys, this looks like Shannon's last baby right here. This baby looks like he's getting ready to turn 2, considering the baby was born January of 23. Unless there's another baby, this one looks like, okay, and you can see on the bracelet, it says right there 12723. So now I want to show one other thing since I'm over here. It's like, why not? So I'm on Shannon's page, and you guys know, so Shannon again is one of the baby moms of Jarvis Butts. Okay. So there have been conversations regarding about the chains on the refrigerator. And we saw that in Nazaya's Instagram feed, and we've seen it in random videos. So since you all seem to be struggling with the concept, let me help clarify. By state law, personal refrigerators can have locks, chains, as long as children have access to their fridge at all times. I'm just trying to figure out how you have access to a fridge if it's locked. I mean, technically, I guess you would be able to walk up on it, but that doesn't really give clear access to me if you can't get into it, right? So if you're not following, this is Shannon, one of the twins. This is Annette's daughter. Nazia's aunt, and these are, she's posting, um, and yes, this is her page and all of the Nazia's been gone for over a year. And at this moment, she is presumed dead. Jarvis has murder charges. I mean, I'm going to just say, as a mom, I guess I'm hopeful that maybe, there's always a ray of hope that she could be out there somewhere. But based on the evidence and based on what they have to support these charges, what they are saying is that Nazia is gone. So that being said, I don't want to bring up um too much from the past, because some of that stuff is so far down on things that have been discussed, things have been debunked, things have been dispelled. I don't want to confuse anybody. If you decide that you want to follow some of that and get into it from the beginning, feel free to do so. But I think in order to help keep it proactive and positive, I'm going to really focus on the here and now. And if there is a rumor or something that needs to be talked about, then maybe it's like on a one off case by case basis, just to make sure that everyone has the most up to date, or that at least we in this community have the most up to date, valid information. But I'm not going to go too much into the past that can muddy the waters and confuse things, because at the end of the day, even though as concerned citizens, as concerned true crimers and all of that, and also moms and dads and people who are wishing the best for this young lady, her family, and her return to her safe place, and for her to be able to rest in peace, um I I really want to contribute in a positive way and avoid any confusion. So that being said, um, I wanted to bring this information to you because people were asking a lot about this this guy and all of these children. And I don't have a lot of information other than we know that he had 5 kids with Shannon, and he's had a multitude of kids with a host of other females. And looking at that paternity docket, um, in just Wayne County is significant. Okay. So taking that into account, if he's had children in other places, other counties, other states, let me know. And I'll be happy to look that information up. But at least as far as Detroit is concerned, Wayne County, sir, was busy and had many children. It's funny because you see Shannon with 7 cases. Um, Out of the 15, there's 5 children, and I think 2 of them were like like financial support type things. And then you see the other cases establishing paternity. So really and truly, I mean, you have we know of about 13 kids, right? But there are people possibly who never even put him on child support, who never decided to establish paternity. Um, Factor in also the one that was in foster care system, all of that. So it's just a lot. If you know anything else or any other counties, I guess, to check for that information, let me know and I'll be happy to do it. Otherwise, if you're new here, thank you for coming through. Comment down below. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, put your notifications on, and I will see you next time I go live, post a video, do all of the things, and make sure to thumbs up this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Take care.